Hey guys, Ziggy here, playing a little bit of Mountain Blade Warband. I felt like it was appropriate to play this because Mountain Blade 2 was going to be coming out soon. Extremely excited. I've put quite a few hours into Mountain Blade Warband. And so we're going to start a new game here. See how it goes. Welcome, adventurer, to Mountain Blade Warband. Before beginning the game, you must create your character. Remember that in the traditional medieval society depicted in the game, war and politics are usually dominated by the male members of nobility. That does not, however, mean that you should not choose to play a female character or one who is not of noble birth. Male nobles may have a somewhat easier start, but women and commoners can attain all of the same goals, and in fact may have a much more interesting, if more challenging, early game. Very good. I'm going for a bit of a challenge. Never really played this game where there was a lot of a challenge. Let's see, select your character's gender. Well, since I'm a guy, and I'm a dirty pervert, I'm going to go with female. Okay, you were born years ago in a land far away. Your father was, let's see, what should my father have been? An impoverished noble? Too easy. A traveling merchant? Too rich. A veteran warrior? Too manly. A hunter? I like that. I'll probably go with that. A steppe nomad? No clue what that means. I guess I just traveled around on the steppes. Not cool. Or a thief? Nah. I like to see my enemies head on, which I guess would mean that I'm a warrior, but no. Hunter. Going with it. You were the daughter of a family who lived off the woods, doing whatever they needed to make ends meet. Hunting, woodcutting, making arrows, even a spot of poaching whenever things got tight. Winter was never a good time for your family as the cold took animals and people alike. But you always lived to see another dawn, though your brothers and sisters might not be so fortunate. That's a very awkward way to say that my brothers and sisters died. I don't like that. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. You spent your early life as, let's see, a page at a nobleman's court. Again, too easy, too dainty. I'm not a dainty person. A craftsman apprentice? No thanks. A shop assistant? Nah. A street urchin? Sure, I'll be a street urchin. As a girl growing out of childhood... Sorry, I bumped the mic there. My bad. As a girl growing out of childhood, you took to the streets, doing whatever you must to survive. Begging, thieving, and working for gangs to earn your own bread. You lived from day to day in this violent world, always one step ahead of the law and those who wished you ill. Then, as a young adult, life changed as it always does, and you became... Okay, wait. Bit of a non sequitur here, but life doesn't change when you become a young adult, really. At all. Trust me, I'm a young adult. Nothing has changed. Anyway, I became a lady-in-waiting. Does that mean that I'm a prostitute? I hope so. A troubadour? No clue what that means. Again, not very good at the English language. A university student? That's what I am in real life, but too easy. A goods peddler? A game poacher? I was a hunter earlier in life. Let's go with that. It seems continuous. Though the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhere along the way you'd become a woman. Aw, yeah. And the whole world seemed to change around you. Dissatisfied with common men's desperate scrabble for coin, you took to your local lord's owned forests and decided to help yourself to its bounty. Laws be damned. You hunted stags, boars, and geese, and sold the precious meat under the table. You cut down trees right under the watchmen's noses, and turned them into firewood that warmed many freezing homes during winter. All for a few silvers, of course. I think I was Robin Hood, guys. I think that's what I just was. I was the lady version of Robin Hood. Which also would be Robin Hood, because Robin is a girl's name. Anyway, maybe it would be Robin Bonnet? I'm not good at banter, I'm sorry. But soon everything changed, and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you make this decision was personal revenge. On whom? The loss of a loved one. According to this, I didn't love anybody. Wanderlust? I mean, I guess. It could be possible. Except for that I seemed pretty content. Being forced out of your home. That seems more contiguous with the story. Let's go with that. Only you know exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. No, I just said, it's because I was forced out of my home. They burned it down. However, you know you cannot go back. There's nothing to go back to. Whatever home you may have had, it's gone now. And you must face the fact that you're out in the wide world, alone to sink or swim. How poetic. Okay, well, I was told earlier, when I first started playing this game, that it wasn't a text game. And I gave up on it in the first few minutes, because I was quite convinced that it was a text game, just judging by how long this is. And I apologize if it's quite boring, but it's a must. You have to go through this every single time they make a character. One of the things I don't like, I wish that you could just choose your stats instead of going through some kind of ambiguous, arbitrary way to determine what you're going to be good at whenever you start the game. But anyway, enough of that. Become an adventurer and ride to your destiny. Realistic, of course, because this is going to be like real life. Okay, I'm a female, so I have the perfect name. By the way, if you could hear my keyboard there, it's because it's a mechanical keyboard. Very cool. I like it a lot. By Razor Naga. I hope that they send me money for saying that. But most likely not. Charisma? I'm really bad at that. Let's bring up my agility, my strength, and my intelligence. One of each. Okay, I'm really good at archery. So I'm going to put points into that. Note, always put your points in the thing that you're really good at. And then afterwards, you'll eventually get to the point where you can't put points into it anymore, and you can start putting it in other things to bring them up, which is the best way to level up your proficiencies. Let's see, Iron Flesh brings up my health. I'm going to need that because I'm going to be playing on normal everything. Basically, I'm going to be playing on the hardest difficulty the game has to offer. Power Strike, not going to be using many weapons like that. Power Throw, Power Draw, here we go. One in Power Draw. Let's see, Pathfinding, that increases my speed on the map. I love that. One in that. Surgery means that my guys will not die as often. Almost borderline necessary. Bring that up. Wound treatment, first aid, and let's go with prisoner management, because it's always nice to have prisoners. They can sell for a lot. Okay, here I am, right here. That's my beautiful lady. Okay. Gotta love the weird pointed nose. Let's see, let's just randomize until I get something good. No. I've seen like the exact same face 20 times now. Bit of a hyperbole that I just did there. Let's go with this one. Okay. Completely random. I like it. Good. Age? Old. Always old. Gotta love the MILFs. Gilfs? Something like that. Let's see. You hear about Calradia, a land torn between rival kingdoms battling each other for supremacy. A haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory. In this land, which holds great dangers and even great opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that finally you hold the key to your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await. Drawn by the stories you hear about Calradia and its kingdoms, you... Okay, so I've done pretty much a playthrough in every single one of these kingdoms. My favorite kingdom is the Rhodoks, because it's one of the easiest to start in, I guess. It's the most like, I guess it would be the Great Britain of the time. It's that kind of culture. But let's go with something different this time. Let's do the Vaegirs. There we go. Go to Ravedan with the Vaegirs. You have come through the Vaegir Highlands, a plateau exposed to bitter winds from the north. The land here is frozen for most of the year, but the forests are rich with fur-bearing game, and the rivers are teeming with fish. The riches of the land draw the traders, but the traders in turn draw bandits. You saw the occasional dark figure mounted on a shaggy pony, watching the passage of your caravan from a snowy ridge, and were glad when the spires of Ravedan came into view across the wide valley of the Balak River. Okay, very good. You are exhausted by the time you find the inn in Ravedan and fall asleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the streets, which are all still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hairs on your neck on end, the rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. Okay, every single game starts this way, no matter where you start. You'll fight one bandit, an easy bandit. I've never lost to him. It would be a bit pitiful if you did, but I have no clue what happens if you do. And then a merchant of whatever city you're in will come and save you. Then it will give you the beginning starting quest, which for the purpose of this video, I am going to do. I usually skip it though. It's not that necessary. Okay, here I have my bow and arrow. He also has a bow and arrow, not a blade, which it said that he drew. Bow and arrow, my favorite weapon in the game. See, there he is. You can't hurt him. Merchant of Ravenin. Are you alright? Well, I guess you're alive at any rate. I didn't even get hurt. Whatever, dumb bitch. I'm not sure what we can say that we can say the same for the other fellow. That's one less thief to trouble our streets at night. Although heaven knows he won't be the last. Anyway, maybe you can help me with something. Let's talk more inside. Out here, we don't know who's listening. The merchant takes you to his house. Once inside, he chains you up and he begins to have sex with you. No, I'm kidding. That would be a much more interesting game, and probably not a game that I'd be putting on YouTube. Once inside, he stands by the door for a while, checking the street, and then finally convinced you have not been followed, comes near you to speak. Okay. Now I'm going to wrap up the video here, because it's been about 13 to 14 minutes. I actually have no clue. I haven't been keeping track of the time. I should do that. But I'm going to wrap the video up here, and in the next video, I'll talk to him and get the beginner's quest. Bye-bye.